Falchelene Ardnemet Natuaha, is Mission Yalavan Ardri Osen Kaun. Welcome to Ardnemet Natuaha. I am Ardri Yalavan. Today we will be discussing the 27 Triadic laws of Dyfnwal Moelmud, a Brythonic king who lived between 450 and 470 of the Common Era. Law number 1. There are 3 tests of civil liberty: equality of rights, equality of taxation, and freedom to come and go. 2. There are 3 causes which ruin a state: inordinate privileges, corruption of justice, and national apathy. 3. There are 3 things which cannot be considered solid longer than their foundations are solid: peace, property, and law. 4. 3 things are indispensable to a true union of nations: sameness of laws, rights, and language. 5. There are 3 things free to all Britons: the forest, the unworked mine, and the right of hunting wild creatures. 6. There are 3 things which are private and sacred property in every man, Briton or foreigner: his wife, his children, his domestic chattels. 7. There are 3 things belonging to a man which no law of men can touch, fine, or transfer: his wife, his children, and the instruments of his calling, for no law can unman a man or uncall a calling. 8. There are 3 persons in a family exempted from all manual or menial work: the little child, the old woman, or the old man, and the family instructor. There are 3 orders against whom, number 9, there are 3 orders against whom no weapon can be bared: the herald, the bard, the head of a clan. 10. There are 3 of private rank against whom no weapon can be bared: a woman, a child under 15, and an unarmed man. 11. There are 3 things that require the unanimous vote of the nation to effect: deposition of the sovereign, introduction of moralities into religion, and the suspension of law. 12. There are 3 civil birthrights of every Briton: the right to go wherever he pleases, the right to wherever he is to protection from his land and sovereign, the right of equal privileges and equal restrictions. 13. There are 3 property birthrights of every Briton: 5 British acres of land for a home, the right of armorial bearings, the right of suffrage in the enacting of the laws, the male at 21, the female upon her marriage. 14. There are 3 guarantees of the society: security for life and limb, security of property, and security for the rights of nature. 15. There are 3 sons of captives who free themselves: a bard, a scholar, and a mechanic. 16. There are 3 things the safety of which depends on that of the others: the sovereignty, national courage, and just administration of the laws. 17. There are 3 things which every Briton may legally be compelled to attend: the worship of God, military service, and the courts of law. 18. For 3 things a Briton is pronounced a traitor and forfeits his rights: emigration, collusion with an enemy, and surrendering himself and living under an enemy. 19. There are 3 things free to every man, Briton or foreigner, the refusal of which no law will justify: water from a spring, river, or well, firing from a decayed tree, and a block of stone not in use. 20. There are 3 orders who are exempt from bearing arms: the bard, the judge, and the graduate in religion. These represent God and his peace, and no weapon must ever be found in their hand. 21. There are 3 kinds of sonship: a son by marriage with a native Briton, an illegitimate son acknowledged on oath by his father, and a son adopted out of the clan. 22. There are 3 whose power is kingly in law: the sovereign paramount of Britain over all Britain and its isles, the princes palatine in their princedoms, and the heads of their clans in their clans. 23. There are 3 thieves who shall not suffer punishment: a woman compelled by her husband, a child, a necessitous person who has gone to 3 towns and to 9 houses in each town without being able to obtain charity, though he asked for it. 24. There are 3 ends of law: preventing of wrong, punishment for wrong inflicted, and insurance of just retribution. 25. There are 3 lawful castigations: of a son by a father, of a kinsman by the head of his clan, of a soldier by his officer, The chief of a clan, when marshalling his men, may strike his man 3 ways: with his baton, with the flat of his sword, and with his open hand. Each of these is a correction, not an insult. 26. There are 3 sacred things by which the conscience binds itself to truth: the name of God, the rod of him who offers up prayers to God, and the joined right hand. 27. There are 3 persons who have the right of public maintenance: the old, the babe, and the foreigner who cannot speak the British tongue. And these are the 27 Triadic laws of Dyfnwal Moelmud. I will write them in the description so you can read them along. Thank you for joining.